The mystery of Jay Slater's disappearance continues to send shockwaves across both the UK and the Spanish island of Tenerife, where the 19-year-old apprentice bricklayer vanished without a trace. The case has gripped the attention of a nation and spawned countless theories online, but in the midst of the confusion, Spanish authorities are ramping up efforts in what they are now calling an intense and targeted phase of the search operation. As of today, drones, helicopters, and specialist canine units have been deployed to an isolated, mountainous region in Tenerife, specifically to the very spot where Jay's mobile phone last pinged before going dark. The rugged terrain of Masca Gorge, known for its steep ravines and limited accessibility, is being combed with renewed urgency after law enforcement received new analysis of digital data that narrowed down the most likely area where Jay could be found. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Vanishing of Jay Slater. Jay Slater, a teenager from Twizzle, Lancashire, was enjoying his first trip abroad with friends, having flown to Tenerife to attend the NRG Music Festival. It was meant to be a fun-filled getaway. But everything changed on the morning of June 17th. According to reports, Jay had left a party in the early hours and, rather than returning to his hotel in the south of the island, allegedly accepted a lift from new acquaintances to a remote area near the village of Masca. At approximately 8:50 a.m., he made a final call to one of his friends, Lucy Law, saying he was lost, dehydrated, and his phone battery was down to 1%. Then, silence. Since then, an entire nation has been left asking, what happened to Jay Slater? New developments, police shift tactics. With the search entering its sixth day and no major breakthroughs, Spanish Civil Guard officials have confirmed a shift in tactics. After days of foot searches and local interviews, they're now focusing heavily on the exact area where Jay's phone last registered a signal, a perilous stretch of terrain marked by cliffs, caves, and goat paths. In a press briefing this morning, Inspector Carla Mendoza of the Spanish Guardia Civil stated, "We have intensified operations in the Barranco de Masca area. Our specialists are using aerial drones equipped with heat detection, and canine units trained in both scent and cadaver detection are being deployed." This phase of the search represents a significant shift from a general sweep of surrounding towns and roads to a laser-focused operation informed by digital footprints. "Phone data has given us a radius, not an exact pin," Mendoza explained. "But it's enough to concentrate our resources and optimize the chances of locating Jay, alive or otherwise." A technological push. The drones being used in the search are capable of navigating the extreme topography of the Tenerife wilderness. Their heat sensors are calibrated to detect body temperature through foliage and rocky terrain. Meanwhile, canine units brought in from the mainland are trained in locating missing persons in both mountainous and forested environments. This blend of high-tech and traditional search methods signals a renewed seriousness from law enforcement. Until now, critics, including Jay's family, felt local authorities were moving too slowly. But in recent hours, the atmosphere around the search has taken on a new urgency. Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, has pleaded with the public and police, "We just want our boy home. Someone knows something. Jay wouldn't just vanish like this." The last known moments. Piecing together Jay's final hours has been a challenge for police. Witnesses at the NRG festival described Jay as upbeat and energetic. Later that night, he left the venue with two British men he had recently met. Those men, reportedly staying at an Airbnb in Masca, told authorities that Jay slept briefly at their place before leaving on foot around 8 a.m. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. One of the men reportedly said Jay seemed determined to make it back to his accommodation near Los Cristianos, some 30 kilometers away, despite being unfamiliar with the area and lacking food, water, or sufficient battery on his phone. The terrain between Masca and Los Cristianos is harsh. Locals familiar with the land say walking it without preparation is extremely dangerous and almost impossible. Online speculation versus ground reality. In the absence of hard evidence, online speculation has run wild. Some armchair detectives insist foul play was involved, citing inconsistencies in witness timelines. Others have theorized about accidental injury, heat exhaustion, or even animal attack. Several TikTok users have visited Masca and posted videos trying to retrace Jay's steps, much to the irritation of police, who say the social media presence is hindering the investigation more than helping. "There are people treating this like a mystery game," said Inspector Mendoza. "But a young man is missing. This isn't entertainment, it's real life, and time is critical." Jay's best friend, Brad Thompson, who was with him on the trip, voiced frustration in a tearful interview. "We were supposed to fly home together. I can't sleep, I can't think straight. Every day feels like a nightmare. I don't understand how he just disappeared." Hope fades, but family remains resolute. 6 days into the search, with no confirmed sightings and no calls or texts from Jay, hope for a happy ending is diminishing. But his family refuses to give up. Debbie Duncan has extended her stay in Tenerife, supported by donations from a growing GoFundMe campaign. The Slater family has also brought in private investigators to work alongside Spanish law enforcement, hoping that more resources will increase the chances of finding Jay. "We know he's out there somewhere," Debbie said. "Even if it's bad news, we just want answers. I can't go home until I know." Unforgiving terrain and extreme conditions. Masca Gorge, where the search is now concentrated, is a labyrinth of narrow paths, sudden drops, and thick vegetation. Daytime temperatures have been soaring past 30 degrees Celsius (86 degrees Fahrenheit), and dehydration is a serious threat to anyone attempting to hike the area without preparation. Experts say the environment itself poses a lethal risk. Jose Maria Cortez, a former rescue operative in Tenerife, commented, "Even experienced hikers get into trouble here. For someone with no supplies, unfamiliar with the land, it could turn fatal in a matter of hours." Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Helicopters with infrared scanners are conducting daily sweeps during the daylight, but steep valleys and high rock walls make visibility limited. The operation continues with a race against time intensity. Police appeal for witnesses. Authorities are still urging anyone who may have seen Jay Slater after 8:50 a.m. on June 17th to come forward. Tourists who hiked in Masca that morning or drivers on nearby mountain roads are especially encouraged to report anything, no matter how insignificant it may seem. Even a discarded water bottle, a scrap of clothing, a shout in the distance. "We are following up on all leads," Mendoza reiterated. "We urge the public not to dismiss anything. A missing piece of a larger puzzle." Despite extensive efforts, one crucial question remains unanswered. Why did Jay Slater end up in Masca in the first place? His decision to go with two strangers to such a remote location has left friends and family baffled. While foul play hasn't been ruled out, police say there is no direct evidence, yet, to suggest a criminal act. However, investigators are reportedly reviewing CCTV footage from nearby villages and interviewing residents to determine if Jay was seen walking alone or interacting with anyone after leaving the Airbnb. Looking forward. As drones buzz overhead and dogs search every crevice of Masca Gorge, the Slater family and the wider public wait for answers. This is no longer just a missing persons case. It's a test of technology, cooperation, and endurance. It's also a story that touches on trust, risk, and the unpredictability of youth. A young man, full of promise, stepped into the unknown and vanished. Now, authorities, family, and volunteers are racing against the clock in an unforgiving landscape, chasing the only lead they have, the faint signal from a mobile phone buried deep in the mountains of Tenerife. They hope that signal isn't just the last trace of Jay Slater, but the first step toward finding him. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.